That's quorum. So, like usual, we'll eat and meet at the same time if that's okay with board members. And, we can all get back to the rest of our day. But, Don, do you mind saying a prayer and blessing and we will proceed?
Lord, we come to you this time, Lord, thanking you for this beautiful day you sent us to meet here today, Lord. And we ask you to look down and bless this hospital, this meeting here, Lord, that decisions will be made will be the right decisions for the hospital, the patients, and the county. We ask you to bless all that are here, Lord, and bless this food and bless the hands that prepare it. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Ladies.
Sam plays good basketball. Well, he has basketball chair.
Usually there's a chair behind me.
I just called Jason.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But anyway.
They could have said, but I think she did say that.
Yeah. Tuesday morning about that.
I see that. No, just out.
You never had enough water. On no medications. And what happened, but it just is weird.
So you said Lamar?
Yes.
Used to be there.
Yeah. But,
multiple line demonstrating before it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm not scared. I'm somewhere else. Trying to think about how I'm going to bring you on. I was supposed to go get first thing this morning, but I'm over here again. I'm sitting back on you.
Good, man. I got message out. Yeah. Something happened and I didn't think Really?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, I heard that.
Clark, is you doing okay?
I'm doing well. How about you? Very cool.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Now.
I really wish
Your day doing everything good. Still babysitting. I left them, my sister came today, because she mom's got Caitlin's, but then also one of Andy's grandbabies. She keeps her dad that makes it.
It's free.
And that's. See y'all later. I'm out here.
I'm not scared.
Toys are just. Well, he's reading about the paper and he's shredding. I'm like, I am out of here. I can't deal with 2 2-year-olds running around.
My crew has, I mean, a lot of it was busy. Last night, when I got home, my daughter, daughter was there doing,
Charlene, all right.
travel for the birthday party at my house. I have their own.
Yeah.
They heard they run around like peaches. Get ready. I was but I was late market. This year,
It's just about a 2.5 mile.
Exactly.
Close, good friend.
I knew about William Sirloin. He came out.
That's my secretary.
But you're right. Ate the whole thing.
Just, I don't know why.
Good.
Yeah. So
You don't ask, you don't.
I might have to go. I usually try to. That looks like I might just have to.
they don't want this on the street. Never they do their whole thing.
So who's gonna be with us? George. What's that? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Did you get some?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then on the chamber.
Maybe
So
that's,
She looked at you.
Okay, so that was that I hear. We just said it.
All right. I think everybody got their plates. So if you're able to, take a second. We'll call our meeting to order, and whenever you've had a chance to look at the January minutes, we weren't able to meet last month, like a quorum, but I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January.
I make a motion, we accept the meeting minutes from January.
All right, have a motion and a second. All right, no discussion. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed like sign, motion carries. All right, nursing home report.
We got a little bit of a lengthy report today.
Okay.
Census is 25, we're completing a couple admissions, it's been only taking 2 more. Stacy Clements just completed her social services certification course through the Georgia Healthcare Association. Harley Jones is our new activities director, and she's currently taking her activities certification course through Georgia Healthcare Association. Harley we're thrilled to have her. She's very enthusiastic working with recruits in the community and really growing our activities program, so we're thrilled about that. Recently, Chris Paul, the high school shop teacher, and the students came out and they're building a planner that will be wheelchair accessible for our residents, and we're excited about that. Also, Harley and I will be traveling to Stockbridge tomorrow for the Hartford training, which is an employee incentive program for long-term care employees that we'll be implementing in our facility. And then, as you guys know, Marie Adams took over the wound care and skin assessment starting January 1, and it's proven to be very successful. We currently don't have any wounds in the building with the exception of one that we acquired that came in, and it's almost healed, so we'll be wound-free in the facility. Our restorative nurse, Laura Goodman, she has evaluated all of our residents at this point and implemented a program for each of them. And it was a great need in our nursing home, and we're just glad to have her in our facility. We're also working on a new therapy group for the nursing home in conjunction with the hospital. I'll let Mr. Bob and Crystal elaborate on that a little bit more. So I'm currently participating in the Georgia Leaders for Long-Term Care program. I'm going to complete the training this summer along with my administrator and training hours. But I'll let Mr. Bob and Crystal talk a little bit about the therapy program.
Good, thank you. Greetings from the nursing home. I want to say we had our follow-up survey, our annual state survey, state and federal survey, and we are back, of course, for compliance. That's the way it works. But every time, without fail, we've had a visit from state agencies. Their comment as they close is that, and I take this as one of the best compliments we could ever receive, and that is that we are so home-like. And invariably they'll talk about our recliners in the day room. And those recliners are a far cry from someone sitting in a wheelchair, you know? I appreciate that. I just think that's important, and I love to hear that to happen. We're excited about the high school coming to help us, and that'll be a fun thing to have this summer. Currently, we're looking at 5 different rehab agencies and entities that we're evaluating for the best answer for us. We want to provide our full rehab services. We appreciate Dominic for their help in the past, and they continue to be with us until we're settled with another service. And I feel very good about where we're headed there. And
Shelley, have I covered it all?
I'll say we've had I'll talk a little bit about dietary. We've had a lot of dietary changes with our dietary menus. Our residents are thrilled. We appreciate everything that Crystal and the dietary staff have done. It makes a whole lot of difference for resident satisfaction, and that's what we're there for. They've requested our country tip and they got it. But we do appreciate the hard work from Vicki and the staff. And Mr. Ball has an update on
This week, yeah,
renovation.
this week I received an email from the head of the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, and there is finally movement, and next week we will, I feel like, have a go-ahead as far as not moving next week, but having our course be able to chart very quickly to go ahead and move. So feel good about where we are there. And we're very apologetic for the delay, but we're grateful for movement there.
Finally. Yeah. A year later.
We're excited though.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. I think that's all.
Good job.
We're very busy right now.
So after that, go ahead, then what else?
Well, there are a series of steps. One will be a site visit and a life safety visit to the existing hospital plant. They just want to ensure that our move is safe for our residents, as we've already done. But then that's the next step. Yes, sir.
Good.
From there, just the state's blessing, if you will, to say, yeah, let's do this. Yes, sir.
So then everybody can come out and help.
That's right.
We'd like to try to move them within the weekend, because that way we don't have staff in both places. So yeah, whenever we get to that point, we would love for the community to come and help move. That would be great.
I think it'll be a smooth transition because we've been trying to organize and clean, and families have really been helping as far as overrun of things that they might not have to have.
You know, I'm saying the families are aware, everybody's.
Yes, they've been aware, they've been waiting for the year with us. I can ask most times, 2 or 3 times a
Like,
day.
when's it gonna happen?
So is it really gonna happen? So anyway, we're
So we
excited.
went through the whole thing, trying to prepare the residents on the move for the longest time.
And then it was
like, then,
That's right.
and so now we might be trying to prepare them again. So that before we do it, we need a date.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're excited, looking forward to it.
Good.
And I think there's a few things that we need to finish over on the med surge, but for the most part, I think we're ready for them. So if they decide to come to do a site survey, we're good.
Good. Anybody have other questions? All right, thank you very much. All right, clinical report, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna do things just a little bit different today. Are we live or are we just recording?
Okay.
You're live. Mr. Tony, our attorney, advised me back in January. He said, Crystal, since we've got people that are coming to the meetings now, this is basically your time to shine and make the hospital shine, especially if it's going to be on Facebook. So we did not have a meeting in February because we didn't have a quorum. So today is the time to shine for Irwin County Hospital. So I went through and I want to go through each department, things that we offer here at the hospital, let the community know what we have here. We're the same hospital that we've been 30 years ago. A lot of people think that we're closed. We're not closed. We're open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Our emergency room is open. We have doctors. A lot of people think we don't have doctors. We do have doctors. We have nurse practitioners. And we have physician's assistants. And most of our nurses in the ER have been here for 25 plus years. So we have long tenure employees in the ER. I would put my staff in the ER up against anybody at Coffee, Tipton, Ben Hill. It doesn't matter where. So I want everybody in the community to know that they are more than welcome to come to Irwin County Hospital. We can take care of them. And if you get called, if you call EMS and they say, oh, well, they can't do anything for you there, you need to go to Tipton or Coffee, but you want to come to Irwin County Hospital, you tell them to bring you to Irwin County Hospital, because it is your right to go wherever you want to go. Now, there has been instances that I know of that people have said they want to go somewhere else. I mean, they want to come here and they still take them somewhere else. But it is your right. So if you get here and we can't do anything for you, we can transfer you back out. But I will say, Irwin County Hospital has only brought in February 14 patients, but we saw 335 in the ER. They only transferred out 12 of those 335 patients. So we are taking care of the patients that come to the ER. We can't admit, and that's where the confusion has went, because we are a rural emergency hospital and we cannot have what they call inpatient. But we can still hold you over, do observations. So if you need to stay over for fluids or anything, I mean, we can hold you over. We can hold basically up to 48 hours, possibly 72. So as far as the ER goes, we want our community to use our hospital versus going to Bit-Dorminey or Tipton or Coffee. We need our hospital to stay viable. This community needs our hospital. If our hospital was to close, honestly, this town would probably dry up, because of the fact that the detention center relies on us. They have to have us. They have to have emergency services within so many miles of the detention center. Industry, I mean, we've got Adama that's right here. And of course, the Board of Education, they're our largest employer here in Osceola. And I did a little research this morning because I wasn't real sure who the largest employers were anymore. But we've got the Board of Education's the top. We're actually number 2, the hospital. So if the hospital was to close, you can count 175 employees will lose their jobs. So it is very important that this hospital stays open and viable. The Irwin County Detention Center is 3rd on the list, and Irwin County Commission is 4th on the list, and then it just goes down from there. But I just want to kind of get the misconception out there that, you know, we are a hospital. We still have full-time radiology 24 hours a day. We have mammo, DEXO, which is bone density scans, 24-hour x-rays, CT. So if you need any of those services, you're more than welcome to tell your doctor that you want to have it done here. We can have it pre-certed, or you can show up at the front door and we'll do it. Same thing with lab services. We have a 24-hour lab. So if you have any labs that need to be done, all you have to do is tell your doctor you want to come here. We can draw your labs. I promise you'll get it back a lot faster than if it's had to sit to lab court. Granted, there are some labs that has to go to lab court based off of your insurance. But as long as it's something that we can do in-house, we will make sure that it's done in-house. Respiratory, we have 24-hour respiratory, EKGs, any, PFT tests, any of those things. And what am I missing? OR, we still have operating room. So Dr. Ramin does still do surgeries. He's doing surgeries on Sunday. He comes and does hysterectomies. We're doing colonoscopies, EGDs with Dr. Jonah. We're doing those on Saturday as well, this Saturday. So we still are a full operating hospital. So I really want to get the word out there that our community really needs to support us. And I get so tired of hearing, we're not a hospital. We are a hospital. And just so everyone knows, we employ 175 people. That is a lot. And we want to continue to be able to service the community. So we just opened our urgent care, which is in the front of the building. That opened last Monday. And we're very excited about that. A lot of our providers in the urgent care are the same providers that are in our ER. So you're gonna get basically the same service. But if you have anything from cold to asthma to, if you need a flu test done, they can even give shots, sprain, strains, skin conditions, vomiting, diarrhea, anything that you can go to an urgent care for, we would love for you to use our urgent care. We've got great nurses there. Everybody that has came so far has had nothing but good things to say about their care there. So if for some reason you come and you need an x-ray or ultrasound or anything like that, then we can just send you straight, or labs, we can send you straight over to the hospital and get you in. So you don't necessarily have to wait. So we're excited about the urgent care. We're gonna have a ribbon cutting with the chamber. I don't have that scheduled yet, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I'm waiting for the sign to be put up on top of the building before we do all that. So I'll announce when the ribbon cutting is, and that same day we're gonna do a grand opening, and we'll probably do it like from 6 to 8. That way people, when they get off work, they can come visit the urgent care and see the facility and meet the staff. So we're excited about urgent care. Willacoochee Clinic, a lot of y'all may not even know that we have a clinic in Willacoochee. John Rowe and Dr. Syed basically run the Willacoochee Clinic. They saw 543 patients out of that clinic last month with basically one provider. So they do a lot of business over there. They're open Monday and Thursday from 7 to 7, so they have extended hours, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 8 to 5. Family practice medicine, so if you're looking for a family physician, John Rowe is fantastic over at Willacoochee. So we would love, he's always patients, as you can tell. His numbers just keep going up. Urban Family Medicine, which is Dr. Mack's office here in Osceola, is part of ours. I need to announce that Dr. Mack is retiring. Monday will be his last day. We really appreciate all the years that he has dedicated to Irwin County Hospital and to this community. And we wish him the very best, for sure. Ollie Syed, which is Dr. Syed's son. I don't know if y'all have met him or not yet, but he's going to become medical director of Dr. Mack's office, and he'll be seeing patients there a couple of days out of the month. He'll oversee Bridget Walters and Jody Willingham. They saw last month 644 patients in the clinic. So between the two providers. So we're excited about Ollie. He starts on Monday, and he also works in the ER as well when he comes. So we're happy to have him as a new physician as well. We hired a new marketing director for the hospital, which I'm excited about. We've had marketing directors, but they haven't lasted. So we hired our Aubrey Wilcox-Flott. So hopefully she's going to start next week, hitting the ground running. I've already kind of given her kind of what I want done, the lay of the land. But we're excited to have her on board. I think she'll be a great asset to the hospital and to the clinics. I'm going to have her out in the community, going to some meetings, and just to be a face for the hospital. So we're excited about bringing her on board. I know Shelley mentioned dietary. We have made a lot of changes in dietary. We lost our manager about 3 weeks ago, and so I've kind of had to step in another role, which, thank goodness, I'm familiar with food. But anyways, so Vicky Sapp, she's now our supervisor, and she's basically running the kitchen. But we have made a lot of changes to our menus. We had the nursing home go to a liberalized menu, so basically the residents there can pretty much eat what they want because hardly none of them have any diet restrictions. And they were losing weight and not eating their food. I mean, when you put a mixed vegetable on their plate every other day, they get tired of having a mixed vegetable. So we kind of broke all that up made it more of a home cooked meals and casseroles, things that they've asked for, back to salmon patties and meatloaf, you know. So it'll be interesting to see if they gain weight over the next month. I'm pretty sure they will.
That's already.
Because they clean their plates.
That's good.
But it's really good. And to go over there and visit the residents and know that they're enjoying their meals, they don't have a lot to look forward to. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is about it. So you want to make it memorable for them and something for them to enjoy. So we try to base their menus based off the holidays and things like that and their meals. So it's been satisfying for me because I enjoy cooking. I don't get in the kitchen with them very often. Early in the mornings, about 6:15, I'm in the kitchen with them. So I was in there doing green beans this morning and helping them. But anyways, the staff there, it's been a big change for them. But they kind of accepted the change and they've run with it, and I really appreciate that. There, a lot of them, like Miss Gloria, she's been with us for 35 years in the kitchen, so we really appreciate all of them in there. And we've started feeding the staff now, where before we weren't offering meals to the staff, so we're doing breakfast and lunch for the staff, and hopefully we can extend that 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to the staff. So we're hiring a couple of new faces in there to try to get away from a couple of things in the nursing home with paper products and things. But anyways, we're making great strides in that area. The last thing is Crystal Brown. She is now our CPR Heart Saver instructor. She is certified through the American Heart Association, and she will also have her ACLS certification as of March 29th. So she'll be offering CPR classes to, different ones in the community that may need it. She's going to help the EMS department, any clinics or anything that needs CPR or ACLS training. She's going to reach out to them. We're also going to be at the middle school and high school on April 2nd. Doing physicals with the students. So we do that every year. We usually run about 600 kids through there in a couple of hours. So that's something that us and Dr. Connor's office does. So we're looking forward to that. I guess lastly is we did have a safety and infection control meeting. Everything seems to be good there. And I did get a phone call yesterday from Senator Alsop's office, and we are not going to get the $1.4 million earmark money this year. So we are reapplying for 2027 or 2026, and we have to have that submitted by Friday. So we've got everything in place to resubmit. So hopefully we'll just go back through the process again. We were hoping that since we were in the budget that maybe everything that Trump did wouldn't pull it out, but he pulled them all out. So with that being said, we've also been struggling with legislation in Atlanta this year, trying to get Georgia Heart back. They took it away from us because of us being a rural emergency hospital. That is something that we really would like to have. We lost our DISH money because we lost labor and delivery, but we really don't feel like we should have lost our Georgia Heart money. And that's something that we do. We raise that money. But we're trying to get the language changed, and they keep throwing it out. So we've got it in another bill, and I think Chris is going to talk a little bit about that. But hopefully we can get it pushed through. So in 23, we raised $2.5 million for the first year that I was here, and that gave us a big shot in the arm. I mean, $2.5 million for a rural hospital is a lot of money. It goes a long way, and so not having that additional income this year has been suffering, honestly. So we're really fighting to try to get that back.
I don't have a big update. There was a Senate bill, and then there was a House bill. Neither one of them made it over crossover day with me with Georgia's legislature, so you got to get over that. Keep going, and they did not. But Cardin Summers, our state senator, asked if we could all make phone calls, call the Lieutenant Governor's office, and just express concern and your support, your role, with our hospital, but just to encourage them to, really it was a redefinition of rural hospital and really striking out the word inpatient.
Inpatient, that is it.
Mhm. And so that way we would fit the definition because it's a federally designated status, it's just the state's not recognizing what the federal government has designated. And so striking that one word would go a long way. And, so he said to make phone calls and send letters. And so, I'm happy to help you with a template.
So Chris, if you could send us all a template, then we could,
That's
and
right.
tell us where to forward it to.
Yes,
Put our
I
signatures
will
on
be.
it,
Mhm.
and then forward it.
I was hoping to have done that before lunch, but it didn't happen. But yeah, I'll get that to you.
Okay.
I think that's it. We just want everybody to support us and let everybody in the community know that we are open and we are a hospital and y'all are more than welcome to come
Yeah.
anytime. We're here with welcome arms.
Well, and I think people need to realize too, when they talk negatively about the hospital, they're talking negatively about their community members who work at the hospital and make it successful. I know that the experiences at the hospital that friends of mine have had have been very nice. So just think about what you're belittling when you belittle and the overall impact that it may have.
That's right.
Yes, because they do take it very personally, and a lot of times, even though you're not talking personally about them, they've been here for a long time, and they show up every day for their 12-hour shift, no matter what. And if there's negative, whether it's for a certain department, even though it doesn't have anything to do with them, it affects them personally. So we just have to be careful.
All right, anybody have any questions? All right, the financial report?
So I've attached the financial report to your packet. If y'all want to review that, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. We did have a lot more in employee benefits for expenses. So our revenue was around 1.45 for the month of December. This is November and December's financials because we didn't do November. So our year ends in November, so everything starts over in December. So that's why your year-to-dates are what they are. But November we had 1.39 in outpatient revenue, and December we had 1.45 in outpatient revenue, so we had increased a little bit in December, which is normal. Our salaries and wages were down from November, but we had an extra payroll there. So employee benefits was up. In December we had to pay about $200,000 in addition to our normal health insurance benefits. So that's the reason why employee benefits are up and other expenses. So in October, we had to pay an additional $100 on top of our normal insurance premium, and then in December, it was around $230,000 that we had to pay in addition to our normal premium to close out the year because we had so many claims for the year of 2024. So that hurt. But we had some sick employees, and you can't help that with us being on a self-funded plan. So it is what it is. Everything else.
Have we, the bad debt write-offs, have we gotten, because we were trying to get that cleaned up.
So we are pretty much done with that. The AR is pretty cleaned up. We did write off another $918,000 in December. So we've had basically 3 large write-offs for the year. I think in July it was around 1.3 million we wrote off. October, I'd have to go back and look at the exact numbers, but it was around $1 million, and then December was 918. So yeah, so we've pretty much got it cleaned up. We're working clean claims now. We've still got some older stuff that was secondary insurance that we're trying to collect on right now. But for the most part, it looks 100% better than what it did. As far as statements go, we have fixed, I think, the statement issue. So a statement should be going out again. What we decided to do, they finally got it to where when you get a statement, it gives you an itemized detail of the bill. And instead of it, you getting your second notice and it just say past due with an amount, it'll actually be another itemized bill, but it'll say past due. So the patients will get 4 rounds. All 4 rounds will actually be an itemized bill, but if it's past due, second notice, third notice, and then fourth goes over to collection. So I decided to make it where every bill they get is itemized and it just says past due, because if you get multiple bills, you don't know what's what if it just has an amount on it. So I think we have the issue fixed. I have reviewed the statements, so hopefully that won't be an issue moving forward.
This is something you're not printing here.
No.
You're working with a third party.
So TrueBridge is our third party vendor that does our billing, coding, and early out, which is statements. They don't do collections. So we don't do any of that stuff in-house. All of that is done through TrueBridge. And so we signed, we've been with them for about a year, but we held statements for a while because of the fact that the AR being so out of whack from 22, 23. So we just started billing statements, but we're not in charge of those. We don't send them out from the hospital. They are sent out from TrueBridge. So at the time when they were sent, we didn't get the courtesy of getting to review them before they went out. So now, before a statement is sent, they send me the file. I review that file. So I think we're might be on the same page now.
That's good.
Hopefully so.
That's good.
Exactly.
It's not, there are lots of questions that are created.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people in the community's got statements. I believe you me, I've felt the pain of it. So I have tried my best to make sure I completely stopped them for the third time to make sure that it was right.
Yeah.
So hopefully moving forward, we shouldn't have any issues with statements. So you'll get an itemized bill. Does anybody have any more questions about items? So this, I guess, we'll vote on November and December.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve financial report for November and December.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. All righty. Administrative report. Are you gonna fill in for Quentin?
Yes, I can. So, for all of you that I haven't met, my name is Pam Roberts, and I'm Chief Strategy Officer for Progressive Health Group. I work with Mr. Whitman, and we have thoroughly enjoyed working with Crystal here, and we think she's done a wonderful job in managing all of the departments within the facilities. And one of the things that I really like to help all of our hospitals with is their strategic outlook, and one of the things that they can do more to be able to increase their volume of services that they have. My career in healthcare goes back a very long way before all of you all were born. So I've been around a lot of time, and it's all been with rural hospitals. And I've been very successful in helping rural hospitals over the tenure of my career. And the one thing that I want to echo, what Crystal said, is community support. And it's just, guys, it's so important for your community to be behind your local hospital, because there are times when you need that local facility. And I have been in some horrific situations where if it had not been for the local facility, there would have been many patients' lives that would have been lost. So you don't think about that until you need it. But the important thing is that you support them whether you need it or not, so that they're always there. We are working with Crystal to make sure that all the legislative efforts that can be made to make sure that she can potentially get the Georgia Heart Fund money back for the hospital, and all of the other grants that she's been working with to get those back. One of the things that I think going forward in all rural community hospitals that we're challenged with is how do we continue to work with more with less, because as you all may or may not know, the Medicare and Medicaid programs both continue to decrease reimbursements for hospitals. And it's a challenge that we are facing every day. And it's not just here, it is across this country. And so one of the things that we want to make sure of is that we help her with her billing issues, that we make sure that we are capturing every dollar that is rightfully ours to capture. We don't want to overcode, we don't want to undercode. You know, the thing of it is that we want to just do the things that are right by the patients that we serve. So that's pretty much what we're trying to do and help her to gain access to availability for the physical therapy services that you all need. One of the things that she and I are going to talk with a group this afternoon is for rural surgeons that will come in and actually do surgery procedures and see patients in the community. And it may be people that are based out of, Atlanta, Augusta, some of the other larger communities here, but they want to expand those services to the rural areas. So there are many physicians that are out there that understand that need. And so we want to capture, that type of personality of physician to be able to help this community and others.
So one more thing that Mr. Bob touched on, physical therapy. He and I and Shelley have vetted 5 therapy companies. I think we're probably both all on the same page for maybe 2 of them. So hopefully we'll follow back up with them next week. We've got to make a decision, but the nursing home needs therapy, but we also have been wanting to add outpatient physical therapy to the hospital as a service. So I told them while we were trying to find one for them, we just need to find somebody that can do both. So we have found 2 companies I think that we're both in agreement with. We'll just kind of see what the pricing comes back at, but hopefully we'll settle some sort of agreement within the next week to 2 weeks and get physical therapy as an outpatient service and occupational therapy in the hospital as well. So something in the works anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
And that is a huge need.
Yeah, yeah. All
I
right,
think that's it.
thank you, Pam. All right, so I think we have a need for executive session, is that right?
Yes.
Crystal? Okay, for what reason? For
Legal issues, please.
all right. Well, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for legal matters.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? All right. Thanks for joining us.